Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about the next song on the list for the Folklore Open Session Book Volume 3. So the last one we did was Squire and Thrasher, and today we're going to be talking about Gaol Song. Gaol Song has been a popular song in the Folklore Regular Sessions band repertoire for a few years now. It's quite a gutsy song, all about life inside an 1800s jail. It's quite a nice song in terms of its historical content because it's quite tangible for a couple of reasons that I will go over. Don't be worried about the spelling as well. For some of you, you might not be used to seeing jail spelt like that. That is just the common spelling for jail up until about 1830. Another reason why we can kind of it's got quite a nice bit of historical context there because we can kind of work out where this in time this song came from. So I mean, this is Gaol Song.
Step in, young man, I know your face. There's nothing in your favour. Little time I'll give to you. 6 months into hard labour. To my hip for the day, hip for the tea, hip for the dog, for the day we go.
So I came across this song in a book. It was this book, the Dorset Book, or Dorset Book of Folk Songs. Not to be confused with other books, like the Folk Songs Book of Dorset and various ones. It's a nice little book, nice little pamphlet-sized book that I was given as a present one Christmas a few years ago. And immediately when I picked up this book, I turned to one of my favourite folk songs, which is the Unquiet Grave, which we've also done in Folklore for many years now, and was one of the songs that was in Volume 2. But opposite it was this song, Gaol Song, which when I first looked at it, I'd never heard of. With a little bit of research, very small amount of research, I discovered that it's also known as Treadmill Song or the Treadmill Song, which there's various versions of. You can find versions of either Gaol Song or Treadmill Song done by many of the standard sort of folk names that you know. The Dubliners did a version, Steel Eye Span did a version, Martin Carthy's done a version. So it's quite a common song, although you might know it as Treadmill Song rather than Gaol Song. It also appeared in the Penguin Book of English Folk Songs, which is a famous book. So yeah. So it was collected by H.E.W. Hammond in 1906 at Beerminster Jail, or Beerminster Workhouse, sorry, which isn't that far from here, and you can actually go and see it. It's still there, although it's only the front of it and it's been turned into retirement flats, but it's actually still there. Being collected in 1906, that's a few years after treadmills were actually out of use. They were sort of disbanded and stopped being used in 1902. But you can see where this comes from. So it comes from a very sort of neat area of time. So you can, on the basis that the common spelling of jail kind of fell out of use from about 1830, and treadmills coming in 1818 and going out in 1902. So we kind of know where this song comes from, to a certain extent at least. The versions that you'll hear, there's many different versions, all slightly different varying lyrics. The version that we have in this book here, the one that I got it from, has the line in it, on one verse. Now, Saturday has come, I'm sorry to say, for Sunday is our starvation day, our jackboots and our goglets too. Now, that's an interesting one, as we've talked about in the regular session band before now, is that the goglets doesn't make sense. I mean, this is a goglet, which is a pottery utensil used in hot countries, generally to keep water cool. Now, I can't see personally of any particular reason why there would be a goglet in a Dorset workhouse, but if you have any idea why a goglet might be used in that particular sense, or whether there's another use of the word goglet that I don't know about, then do let me know. So it's quite an interesting one, and it's the only version that I can find so far with that line in it is this one in a Dorset Book of Folk Songs. All the other versions I've come across talk about hobnail boots and tin mugs and stuff in that line, which is where we've kind of gone down. So the version that we are doing and the version that's going into Book 3 has the line, our hobnail boots are worn right through. So in terms of putting this song together then, from the book, it has the tune in it. The tune is written in with a C major key signature, so no sharps, no flats, but it's quite obvious when you look at it that the D note in the original sung tune is quite important. It's the one that it kind of sort of resolves to. So for those of you with a bit of theoretical understanding, well, if you've got C major and you're sort of rooting everything around to D, that puts this song into D Dorian. It's a modal tune, so D Dorian, or more commonly people might just refer to it as D minor or a version of D minor, although not exactly D minor. So the chords are D minor, F, C and G, the kind of standard chords that run round. So I've kind of put that together and then added a tune in. So it's quite a rocking, rolling along tune that we've added in for the pleasure of playing it. So with all these songs that I'm talking about, I encourage discussion. I by no means put myself out there as the be-all of knowledge on these things. There's always different interpretations of stuff. So if you've got any ideas or anything that comes up in this song that you want to point out, then do comment below. I'm always interested to hear different versions and different ways of looking at some of these songs. But there you go. So I hope you enjoy it, and this is Jail Song.
Step in, young man, I know your face. There's nothing in your favour. Little time I'll give to you, 6 months into hard labour. To my hip for the day, hip for the day, hip for the dog for the day we to grind.
If you've enjoyed this video, then please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want more, you can head over to my Patreon page, where there's content such as lessons on guitar and mandolin and ukulele and banjo. There's also backing tracks. There's information on the vocal books, workshops and sessions. You can also find information on my website, which is chrishopgood.co.uk, and social media channels. So keep playing, and I hope to see you in the session soon.